What is the perfect AR setup, guys? Clint here with Classic Firearms, and we're here to discuss that all today. Is it something as simple as what we've got on this Lwrc Im6? This is the direct impingement model. There is a piston-driven one, but something as simple as this: low power variable optic (LPVO), and just a angled foregrip, or go with something a little bit more complicated, like this guy here. Vertical foregrip, more of a stubby, light laser combo, suppressor, iron sight backups, holographic with magnifier. Is all of this needed or necessary? The short answer is no, right? But at the same time, it depends on the application or the use of the rifle. And really it comes down to the end user. You guys, me, whoever's in possession of the firearm. It's really up to them and how they want to set it up. Or you could be like me and just have multiple rifles set up for different things. I don't know, but let's just talk about it really quick. So the Lwrc Im6 here, I really actually like this gun quite a bit. Lwrc is a great brand. First off, this is the direct impingement model. I like this one quite a bit because first off, it's lightweight. It has their M-LOK rail compared to their proprietary mounting rail. And I like the fact that DI is typically lighter than a piston-driven system. So if you were to have this set up for more of a gun that you're going to be traveling with, and I mean so on foot, this might be the way to go. Now, something I don't have with me today is something that's absolutely needed, and that's a quality sling as well. I just want to go and get that out there. So make sure you guys are doing your research on slings. Vickers Tactical, Magpul, McLean Core, those types of slings out there are great, and I highly recommend each of those. So check those out, all right? But anyway, continuing on with the video here, like I said, it really depends on how you guys are going to use it. If I know I'm going to reach out to a little bit of distance, maybe I'll take this guy out, especially since it's lighter. Maybe I'm going to be doing a whole lot of running and gunning at distance. Yeah, I'm probably going to want something like this, especially if I know I'm going to be running mostly in the daytime. I don't need to add a heavier item or a item out here towards the muzzle like a flashlight like you see on here, right? Also too, there's another debatable topic. The magnifier on your holographic sight. Is it really needed now with the LPVO that's out there? So low power variable optics have come into the game, and it looks like they might be taking over the industry because magnifiers, and let's go ahead and compare the two type of optics that you can run, right? You can go with a red dot or a holographic, which is completely reliant on a battery. Most of your LPVOs actually have an etched reticle, meaning you don't need a battery to illuminate the reticle to be able to see it. During daylight operations, this is fine because, well, you can see the reticle just fine. If your battery dies on your electronic optic, you hopefully have some backups, right? So the LPVO, I can also go from a 1 power magnification out to a 4 power or 6 power or 8 or 10 that now Vortex makes, and this is also a Vortex Viper optic. And I've got all that with just a throw of a lever that you can see right here. Easy enough. With this guy here, the EOTech and most of the holographic sights out there are a simple throw like you just saw there, and now I'm at 3 power. There's no adjustment in between. It's either 3 power or holographic. You know, so just simple as that. Now, let's say if my battery does die on me, the optic takes a hit, whatever reason it fails, I do run some backup sights, as you can see right there. Easy enough, right? I run these guys. I've got a stationary front sight and then the backup flip, and there's a reason why I put a flip here so I can still use the magnifier if I want. All right, so there's arguments to be made for both, I think. Kind of. The magnifier just has that old school tactical look. Me personally though, guys, with the introduction of LPVOs, I think magnifiers just might be obsolete. And I want to hear from you guys down in the comment section what you think about that, all right? Now, continuing on, something else I want to say is most civilians today, this might even be too much, but also too little. Something like what we have on this PWS AR pistol. Notice this is a pistol with a pistol brace. This guy here is, I would say probably the ideal setup for most people within the United States. And here's why. Most civilians are going to be using their firearm in a home defense type situation. You're really not going to need magnified optics, right? So something like this Trijicon IMRO, whatever you want to call it, is a great option. It's rugged, robust, it's very easy to pick up the reticle on it, and I like it a lot. A simple flashlight on the guy, probably the way to go, definitely, or no, it is the way to go. If you can't identify your target, you probably shouldn't be shooting at it. And of course, I see you guys commenting all the time, well, you shouldn't be aiming your gun at something you don't intend to shoot. Well, how do I know if I intend to shoot it if I can't tell what it is? So get that out of your head, right? I get it, but when it comes to a defensive situation, you really have to take your life into your own hands and start making decisions, right? Also too, hey, if you can see them, they can see you, or they can see your light. Okay, that's cool. I'm not really worried about that. I'll just go ahead and throw that out there right now. I'm not worried about them being able to see me or not. The flashlight is just identifying the target, right? And a lot of flashlights today have a strobe feature, which is there to disorient and at least throw off shots, things like that. So, I mean, guys, flashlights, I believe, are absolutely a necessity, okay? Of course, use it when needed. You have the flashlight there. If you choose to use it or not, that's completely up to you. The other argument against the flashlight is you'll blind yourself, especially if you have white walls. I guarantee you guys, for the quick second it takes to identify a target and you're inside your house, you are not going to blind yourself. I don't care if it's a 1,000 lumen light, you're not going to do it. Go turn your lights off, shine a 1,000 lumen flashlight in your house and see how blinded you are. You won't be. But anyway, something like this I think is absolutely ideal. Sling or not in this situation, simply because of like what I'm saying, home defense, truck gun, whatever it may be, might be your go-to. I always recommend a sling, but in this case, I don't think it's absolutely needed. Now, other guns out there, something like my Colt here, yeah, a sling is needed because it's a big, heavy guy, and I don't want to rely on just my arms carrying around this guy all day long. So that's something else to be said when it comes down to a lot of these rifles that we're talking about, and pistol, is weight, right? Picatinny is naturally heavier than Lwrc, which are what these other two black rifles are. So keep that in mind, okay? Now what you'll notice too is I've got a lot of added features here, okay? I've got a full-length grip, Tango down also, because I really like the way honestly, I like the way it looks on here. I like the way it feels and everything else. It's still easy enough for me to actuate my flashlight if need be. So again, I can identify targets, or I don't know, maybe I just want to be able to see where I'm going if I'm walking around outside, right? Easy enough. Okay, I do like the vertical grip on it a lot. Again, I've got flashlights on just about all of my setups except for my real long range stuff, because there's no flashlight that's going to reach out to as far as I want to shoot with some of my 7.62 builds. So there's just that, okay? Now you're going to notice my optic setup on here. Trijicon ACOG is going to be a fixed 4-power optic, okay? This is again where the LPVO probably beats it out, because what I have here is a fixed optic, magnified, and then an offset RMR, which means I can rotate the rifle about 45 degrees, and now I have a red dot, open field of view. I'm not focused on the reticle in a small plane. I'm now focused on a red dot, or more so whatever target I might be looking at, and I have a wide field of view. So pretty cool, but the thing is, that might be a plus or a pro over something like an LPVO, where an LPVO, I'm still having to look down an optic, right? I still have a decent field of view, but I'm not kind of looking over the gun and looking at everything else in front of me or even my peripherals. I'm pretty much focusing now on the reticle alone. So there's things to be said for and against both, but it really comes down again to what you guys want. Look at us here. We have so many different things. And yeah, guys, we're gonna go and throw it out there. Firearms, they're not a cheap hobby, right? They're a lot of fun, but of course, the biggest thing about it is you're exercising your Second Amendment right. So don't limit yourself, right? Everybody out there, you can instead of having 10 pretty sweet guns, you could probably narrow that down, sell a few. I know a lot of that sounds like blasphemy to a couple of you guys out there, but a lot of you guys also say, man, I really wish I could get this or get that. And then you look into your collection that you might already have, if you have one. If not, work on it, right? But if you already have one, you're like, do I really use many of this stuff? Sell it, and then all of a sudden you got yourself some Bravo 6 going dark, you got some nods and all sorts of other crazy cool stuff, right? Oh, they're not in here. Maybe one day, we'll see. But anyway, guys, focus on what you really want, and then also get out and I don't know, set up stuff. It's easy enough to start selling, trading off optics, things like that. If you've got friends like I do, we are all the time going to the range. Hey man, how do you have your setup this week? I don't know, let's shoot it. Oh, I really like that. Sharing ideas among one another. And that's what's great about the 2A community is, well, we all have appreciation for pretty much the same things. So when it comes down to the perfect AR setup, guys, it's as simple as this. There is no perfect AR setup. It's perfect for whomever is using the gun. If that's you using it and you absolutely love the way it looks, love the way it feels, love the way it handles, you love the way you shoot with it, I will say there's an exception. It's perfect whenever you can hit every single shot on target without even having to open your eyes. That's when it's perfection, right? So it's never gonna be perfect. But anyway, guys, get out there, go shoot. I know ammo sometimes is hard to come by, but there's also plenty of dry fire exercises out there. And hopefully you guys have taken the time to invest in some quality hardware prior to all of the craziness that is today. So we'll see that. But yeah, what is your setup? What is your perfect setup? Whether it be for home defense, personal defense, it could be your truck gun setup, it's hit the fan setup, right? Or it could just be, hey, it's a great range plinker and I love shooting it and it's my 22 Mossberg. Sweet. If that's what's perfect for you, then that's all that matters. We'll leave it at that. Guys, last gun I want to talk about is how the United States military set up my rifle for me. And this is the Military Collection M4 Replica by FN. Now, granted, it doesn't have the full auto capability. It does just go to semi, but the receiver says auto on it, so that's cool, right? Full auto should be legal. But anyway, or I should say they should be a whole lot easier to get. But anyway, this gun right here is very sweet, and this is exactly how pretty much mine is set up in the Marines. Trijicon ACOG, like you see, grip, and that's really about it. Actually, I don't even have a grip on my issued rifle, so there you go. 14.5-inch pinned and weld barrel, guys, adjustable stock, 30-round mag. Again, FN, just making high-quality stuff since like forever. So don't miss out on this. Get your entries in. In our giveaway video, head to our website, click on the top banner, and then that's going to take you to a web page that shows you all the different links to get your entries, and then one of those links is going to watch the video. Go get those entries, and then don't forget the code word. Well, it's a code designation, which is M4A1. So go get those extra entries, guys. I'll see you guys down in the comment section. I want to hear about what brands you're running, what equipment you're running, what gear you're running, because, well, maybe I'll find something new that I need to play with, right? So we'll leave it at that. All right. Hey, God bless you guys. We'll see you next time at Classic Firearms, and I'll see you guys down in the comments.